how do you heal for 3 years and still not love yourself? I said in my last video that I was probably 3 years into my journey and I hadn't even questioned why I didn't love myself. I just knew that I didn't. And I was kind of reflecting on that, like, how did that happen? Because I was doing the work. I was working very hard to understand, like, where things were coming from and what parts of my younger self were still kind of wounded and left behind, working on all of that. And I realized when I thought about it, I was doing it backwards. And I've mentioned a couple of times that my soul coaching mentor just recently kind of put it into words, what had clicked for me before this, but really did the trick. That it's not through healing that we begin to love ourselves. It's through loving ourselves that we begin to heal. And when I started out, all I was doing was noticing my flaws, things I needed to fix. And I would say, okay, I'm going to examine this and I'm going to be aware of it and I'm not going to do it anymore. And then something would happen and I would react in the same way to the same situation. And I would beat myself up. I would hurt myself again. I would just keep it going. And when it finally dawned on me, I was talking to someone and I'm like, what would happen if we just loved ourselves? Like, what happens? I don't know. Like, why won't I? Why can't I? And that's when it really all clicked for me, was when I really examined, like, why don't you just love yourself? What will happen? And I thought, someone would come and judge me and bring up all these things that I had done that I wasn't worthy of love and just shame me and all of these things. And when I was able to let that go and able to let go of worrying about what other people thought of me, that's when the game started to change. I was still doing the work, but instead of berating myself for not, making the progress that I wanted to see or being perfect immediately, I was applying more and more love and giving myself more and more love. I loved myself and I started to act accordingly. And I was treating myself like I would treat anyone else who was going through something. So I hope that makes sense. And please do that for yourself. You deserve love right now. You don't have to fix something and then you can love yourself, okay? If you need any help sorting anything out, let me know. Reach out. I'm sending you so much love and go do main character stuff.